close my eyes and I open them back up, and there's more faces in the room that I haven't seen in ages. This is better than the holidays when you go home and you see your favorite cousin that you hadn't seen since the last holidays. In my case, the one you were always getting in trouble with, right? Yeah. Always out messing with something you shouldn't have been messing with. It's wonderful. Thank y'all. It's wonderful seeing y'all. It's as well as to see the faces out there. Thank you. I was thinking about that this morning, thinking about going to different unities that I've been to, and just what a blessing it is to be in presence. Because even though our teaching isn't necessarily the unique, and that we're not the only ones to share this message, we're the only ones to stand up as a community and say, we're a spiritual community that share these teachings that come from people called Myrtle and Charles Tillman. And that for us to have a community right here in Little Rock, I consider that a blessing. So thank y'all for coming here, because if you weren't here, it wouldn't be much of a community. So thank you. I'm going to start here. I'm going to share a little story. This is a story. Many traditions have this understanding that you can have a fool within your midst. And that fool, though, is sometimes the greatest spiritual teacher in which they share. And Sufism has that, and they sometimes call that the fool saint. Well, this is the story of the fool saint Nasruddin. Now, Nasruddin is a big fella, very colorful in his presentation. And he's strolling through the town, and everyone knows Nasruddin because everyone knows the fool, right? Fool saint in this case. But a man comes up to Nasruddin and says, Nasruddin, bless me. I need prosperity today. And Nasruddin stops and raises his hands and says, oh, making sure I tell what he says. Oh, there we go. May your luck be as big as your patience. May your luck be as big as your patience. And of course, the man goes, but I have no patience. And Nasruddin goes, well, then congratulations, brother. My blessing begins immediately. The fellow kind of scratching his head and frowning, muttering, kind of strolls off. But that evening, when the man is with his wife, he goes, you know, today I didn't get angry or lose my patience even once. Sometimes we need to see in people what they can't see in themselves yet. And sometimes we need to see in people so that we can help make that see that within themselves. And today, as I continue our theme for the month, which is what? Blessings, roughly. Today we're going to talk about blessed to be blessing, blessed to be a blessing. How you and I are blessed whenever we bless. So we're blessed to be a blessing. Okay. Do this with me this morning. Put your hand on your heart. And just settling in. Think of someone you love. Someone that just brings that smile to your face. Just makes you chuckle, makes you grin. What's your body feel like? Just remember that experience. And you remember that person you love. Now, remember someone you got a little challenge with. They're a little more of a struggle. As you think about them, what's your body feel like? What do you note when you think, you feel that experience within? So today, as you come back here, we're not going to just talk about those emotions that we feel, but we're going to talk about the spiritual eyes that we have to when we see the people we love, but also see the people that we have strife and struggle and challenges with. We're going to talk about blessings. And from those blessings, we're going to grow more blessings so that we'll be blessed. So there's a fella. This is old Charles Fillmore. This is in his much later years of life when he had matured. Okay? This is the village in the background for him. Okay? Charles Fillmore says that blessings impart the quickening spiritual power that produces growth and increase, and it is the power of multiplication.
Not just addition, huh? Just multiplication.
Oh, it's multiplication, not just addition. That's right. It ain't just 1 plus 1. It's multiplication we're doing here. We're doing that high math. Yeah. This is our math professor up front here. Bringing out that it didn't just multiplicate, it did addition. So, a blessing is something that Charles says quickens spiritual power. I did an internship with Reverend Jean-Marie, and Jean-Marie every week gave me a word and made me go look up what Charles Fillmore had to say about that word, and then I had to present 2 minutes on that word.
Wow.
And I don't think he did it intentionally, but it worked out that way that every word I looked up, Charles used the word quickening to describe. And when I would get back and use that word, Rev Jean-Marie, I can say his name, Jean-Marie, would make me explain what quickening was. And sometimes in life, you just know you have trouble with something. That was my word. That quickening just didn't make any sense to me. No matter how much I read about it, I couldn't quite figure out what is Charles trying to tell us. And now I think it's as simple as all Charles is trying to say, you're quickening that spiritual power is that you're simply awakening what's already there. Okay? So to quicken it is to awaken it. It's to add that bellows to it.
Yeah.
And to awaken it doesn't mean that you're creating it there,
Right.
that it isn't there to begin with. It's already there. You're just bringing it more alive and more into life to us. So as we move forward, we're going to think about blessings as this. Blessings is a form of spiritual acknowledgement that awakens what is dormant, multiplies what is good, and reveals the divine blueprint behind appearances. What's the divine blueprint behind appearances?
The spiritual DNA.
The spiritual DNA? Great. Lorraine, you were going to say something?
Say the Christ within us.
The Christ within us? Whatever we might qualify as the truth within us. Truth with a capital T. Okay? Our divine nature. That. So I'm going to share with you, there's 3 points today. I think I have a short talk for you to do that here. Y'all excited? You know what that means, though? We're going to get the food quicker, all right? We're going to have 3 points. The first point is blessing is spiritual activation. Blessing calls forth the potential that already exists. It doesn't add something new. It awakens what is already there. And it awakens what's already there because it's already there, because it's who you are. Yeah, state the obvious, Travis. That's right.
It's original blessing. It's who we are.
It's the original us. It's who we are. Okay. The second point is that blessing is multiplication. As Professor Jeannie pointed out to us, it's not addition. It's not 1 plus 1. Multiplying. Okay. What's one of the things we talk about all the time? What's one of the laws that we talk about in unity? Come on. What's the most common law we talk about? law of mind action, which is what?
As we think, so do we become.
That thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Yes, that's another way of saying it. Exactly. Okay. So blessing is multiplication. What we bless, we increase. Blessings grows the good we recognize and starves the negativity we refuse to energize. In other words, we're focusing on one and not focusing on the other, the negativity. And if we're not focusing on it, then we're not expanding it. We're not multiplying it. Right. Third, blessing is true seeing. Blessing is not pretending. It's choosing to look beyond fear, behavior, personality, or circumstances to see the divine nature waiting to be called. So it's about seeing. What about all those things in the world that I look at, Gail, and I don't like out there in the world? Okay. Should I just ignore those? Y'all think that? Think I should just ignore all the things I see in the world I don't like?
No.
No, I hope not.
Yeah, I think Russ, like, call it situational awareness and stuff like that. Like, if you're at risk or danger, you got to be aware, like, where you're around.
You want to be aware. You want to be conscious and acknowledge the things that are in your world.
Yeah.
And there are things that we don't like in our world. Right? But true seeing says, I don't ignore those things. I don't deny those things. I simply see through them to also see the truth that is here. And what's the truth?
Divine nature.
The divine nature. What's within all of you that we did in the meditation? Divine nature. There's a flame, there's a spark within all of us. So I look through whatever I view, your behavior, whatever your circumstances, whatever situation I see, and know that there's a truth there, a divine truth. And that's part of blessing. Blessing doesn't say, I'm sorry, I just went to a joke about the bless their hearts. You know that joke? We aren't just saying bless their hearts while being condescending and being angry and hateful about what actions and what the situation is. We're blessing to see the truth that's in the situation. So when I bless you, I'm blessing that which I can hold truth for you.
I think you got to be like aware of like when someone's bleeding, when someone's injured on the outside, you can visually see that, but stay inside. So internally, we don't know what psychological stress you're under.
You're right. We don't know the motivations and why people act the way they act. Yeah. We don't know that. But what we do know is that they all have that spark. That's a known for us.
Yeah.
And we're deepening in our relationships with human beings because sometimes some of us forget that when I'm dealing with those difficult people, right? To remember that they have that spark within them, and that I need to see that in this situation. That doesn't mean I don't address the situation and the interaction and the relationship. I do that, but I still see and look for, with those spiritual eyes, what's taking place here, the spark that's taking place here.
Maybe it got dimmed down.
Russ,
Yes, Gail.
can I share? I'm in a group of women. I didn't give you a chance to say no.
Wait.
I'm in a group.
Wait.
Wait, we want to hear you.
Yes. So everybody online can hear you as well as everybody in the room.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hold it close.
Yes.
Okay. I'm with a group of women and we've been studying books, Children of the Course of Miracles books. And we talk a lot about judgment and judging people. And we talk about how easy it is to do it. And it just seems to be second nature. So I've really become aware of it. And it's so interesting. This assisted living where I live is just like what do you call it when they? Oh, maybe the fire, when you put a rock and it turns to a diamond. Not that I'm gonna be a diamond, but it's a testing place for me. And I just feel like I'm growing so much spiritually because I'm there. And it's almost like I'm going through the place person by person, and I'm not judging that many people. I have, I have in particular judged two people, and the second one that I got over the first one, the second one that I got over, well, I've learned that when I judge, I'm either afraid inside I will become like that person,
Yeah, yeah.
or I have been like that earlier in my life, and I don't like that behavior at all in me.
Uh-huh.
So what do they call it? Projecting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's not good. But I had this woman that she seemed so helpless. She seemed so dependent on other people. She had to have all the bingo numbers repeated just for her. She had to have somebody help her find her numbers on her call. Anyway, so I prayed. I prayed, God help me see this woman in a different light because I didn't like my
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was becoming a pattern. So I did pray, and long about the next time I saw her, it was like she was so innocent, and her neediness wasn't a defect anymore. It was she was someone that needed nurturing, and so I started praying for her confidence in herself, for her to feel safe most of all, because I felt like that might be part of her problem. Anyway, I feel so much relief. That's the word. I feel so much relief. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
And she
Gail.
really is cute.
So when we bless, we aren't blessing to change the other person. We're blessing to change how we see the other person, the situation, the world. And when we bless, then things become different. Or Gail described that in that story. She prayed, she changed, and saw the world differently. That's had a different experience in that. And our blessing are the same way, in that very similar to our when we talk about affirmative prayer. Affirmative prayer isn't asking God to give to me. Right? It's asking for me to be clear about who I am so that I can do that. And when I am that and thus see through those spiritual eyes is that my world is different. I show up differently. I act differently. I interact differently. And it's amazing how the world around me now seems different to me. Right? So our blessings are powerful. It's a spiritual technology that we utilize in unity. It's recognizing and seeing through those spiritual eyes so that we can be different, and thus what comes after is different. And and Gail so eloquently shared with it too. All of us have those situations where we look at people and we say that, oh, bless their soul, they bless their hearts. It's those important people. Right? We have those moments for us. Hopefully small moments, but we still have them. So it's not that we're not going to be completely removed from those beginning today at 11:45. Okay? It's that when we catch those, now what do we do? What's the blessing for us? How do we see this person and recognize, just as Scott was trying to say, recognize that, they may be doing some things that we consider completely unacceptable, and in society may be completely unacceptable for us. But we don't know what their motivation, we don't know what's happening to them. We don't know the incredible wounding, and scarring, and challenges, and pain, and suffering that's taken place in the world to get them to that place. We may never be privy to that.
Echo lost all their family, and they lost both their sons.
The story could make all of us weep. It could be so cruel.
It could be overwhelming.
Yes, yes. So, when we have those moments, it's for us to see with those spiritual eyes that they're more than this, that they have that flame too. They shine that flame. If you look for that flame, each one of you, if you look for that flame, you will see that flame. It is there for us. So, there's another story of a rabbi. This rabbi, to me, this rabbi is the classic rabbi. He's got the wonderful beard. He's got for some reason, in my image, he has the vest on. Do you want the rabbi with the vest? Everything's a little worn, a little threadbare. And he's just that kind, generous being that shares everything he has with his town, with his community. And he's in his office one day, and this man wanders in, that kind of slumped shoulder, head down, just moving, that life is not good for this man. You can feel the heaviness and the heartache and the depression. It's overcoming. It's overwhelming for this man. And he sits down with the rabbi, and he tells the rabbi, I feel hopeless. I feel like there's nothing in my life that ever changes. It's always this way. And this way is unbearable. And the rabbi just smiles, looks at him, those great wrinkles on those eyes, you know what I'm talking about, that you can see in that face of someone that smiled and cared their whole life. And he says, I see something wonderful in you. And the man goes, I think you're mistaken. I said, no, I'm not mistaken. This is why I'm the one giving the blessing here, okay? Because you can't see it yet, but I can see it. So he placed his hands on the man's shoulders and he looked him straight in the eyes. And he said, I bless you to see the goodness in yourself that I already see. And the man didn't really understand it, but he felt a little lighter. And he got up, he left the office, and the next week he came back to the rabbi. And he said, Rabbi, I don't know what you did, but I just felt lighter. People interacted with me differently. I just feel different, better. Thank you. And the rabbi just smiled and said, but I didn't do anything. All I did was bless you. I just changed the way I saw you. And when I changed the way I saw you, you had more energy. You had more hope. You were the one that then saw the world differently too. So our blessings in this world, especially as we move into Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is about gratitude, being grateful. In some ways, those gratitude pieces are what we're blessing in our lives, those things that we're so appreciative that we have. So our blessing is to carry that forth, that idea, that understanding of that divine within us all. So as our rabbi changed the way he saw that man, and thus the world was different afterwards. It's for us to do that. So I'm going to do a couple things here with you. First, I'm going to give you homework. Okay. You know you get home. This one's your weekly practice. It's to bless yourself. And you're going to bless yourself by saying, I bless the divine potential awakening in me. I bless the divine potential awakening in me. 2 is to bless someone you love. I bless the goodness in you, the truth of who you are. I bless the goodness in you, the truth of who you are. And then bless someone you struggle with. Now, I bless the divine light within you. And don't add here, in spite of, I can't see none of it. Okay? Say, I bless the divine light in you. So let's do some blessings here. And I'll be the first guinea pig. Okay. Because as I move into the holidays, met with the angel yesterday. And it just helped me reinforce that my siblings, my parents, the grandparents that raised me, the aunts and uncles that raised my sister, they're all gone. They're all deceased. So I have no immediate family. And I miss going to my sisters during the holidays, which we ate a ton. We always played games and we sat around and we just talked smack to each other. It was great fun. And I miss that.
Yeah.
So a part of me is grieving, not immensely. I've done work with that, but nonetheless, there it is. It's still there. It's still part of my experience. So how would you bless me?
What's the question?
I want to bless you. I
Bless
bless the goodness in who you are.
Bless the goodness in you. What else?
We love you. See, we picked that one.
The question was just, how would you bless someone that was talking about their grief?
Then you get
That was the
cards.
question. Yes, Gabe.
I wanted to add that I forgot the important part. We went to bingo games and the room was really cold. And this woman sat across from me. This is before I reversed to my divine nature. Okay. And this woman was across from me, freezing. And she kept saying, I am so cold. Well, that room is cold. You have to take a jacket. Well, my room is real close to where we were playing bingo. And I sat there and I sat there and I sat there, and God kept saying, you have another jacket from here. You have another jacket. So finally I said, okay, and I went and got it. The look on her face was so beautiful, Russ. It was like, oh, she was like, I bet she thanked me 3 times.
To me, that's a great example of we can bless people with our words, but we can most certainly bless people with our actions too.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yes.
Very
So
good.
thank you. Thank you, Gail.
But I had to have a nudge.
Get in line with the rest of us, Gail. We all sometimes need those nudges. Yes, Angel.
I bless you that week.
Yes. Thank you. Wonderful way. Bless you.
Okay, well, I think also, like a therapist, I mean, she's very wonders in people, miracles. She really could bring you out of real remorse. It's really grief and depression. But like, just have someone, hey, you need someone to talk to you, just listen without judgment, like understand, allow them to relieve the anguish them up, because it's all form of psychological loss with slavery.
Yes. And that's part of the spiritual seeing is that we aren't judging you. We aren't blaming you for whatever we perceive is taking place here. It's seeing the truth of you and then blessing that truth. So what else might we bless? Anyone have whether it's about you personally or a situation that you or an individual who could say, how would we bless this person?
There might be people.
Imagine all of us have perhaps one or two that we could say, this is the person we struggle with, right? Okay. So how would we bless? How would we bless them?
See the divine light within you.
I see the divine light in you.
I bless you for being the perfect mirror of what I yet have to heal within myself.
Yes, because we've been talking about the fact that so much of which we dislike outside of us is because we don't want it within us. So we either believe it's within us and we don't want it within us. So I'm trying to give it to someone outside of us, or I desperately don't want it in me. And I'm fighting to make sure it stays outside of us. Is a way to think about that. So yes, Travis.
Bee or something.
There's a bee.
Yeah.
Look, he found the sweetness in the room.
What is that? Oh, I'm not upset. I just.
Get away.
Bee.
Yes, baby.
Bees. May I bless that bee? Bless you, bee. You're the one who does in the world.
Yeah, and where you're supposed to be.
And that's our world. We therapists, I've never considered it blessing them exactly, but what we do from the beginning is hold an image of who they really are.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That is exactly, that is the direction, the image, the way that we hold of what they really are, not concentrating, I mean, of course, concentrating on their issues, but always holding who they really are and who they can grow into. So so that is in a way, I realize that is a blessing.
Yes. And I know that since we have a couple of chiropractors in the room, I was taught that I have someone that has a condition, and I'm trying to help them with my expertise. But the image I'm holding of them is that this is perfection, wholeness, and expression in this person. I'm holding an image of them in that full expression, that full potential right here, right now. While I'm still working on trying to help them address what's taking place, I'm still holding that image. And that's what we talk about for the blessing. That's the idea. So
Russ, understand, and also you gotta encourage them, like, I think like a safe term, like, like, first of all, they gotta trust you first, they have to be someone that can be transparent, It's something to have a lot of betrayal, and just struggle, it's hard to get betrayed a lot, like, not treated well, to really trust a lot of them, that's an issue.
So to bless someone, they don't need to have trust in me for me to bless them. They may not want to receive my blessing. They may not hear my blessing, but my blessing is about me holding them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they may not know it.
And they may not even know that I had a blessing. Right?
Curious, right?
Well, I've got 7 wiggly 6th graders that are really kind of defeating me at the moment. And I would say, may I see the sweetness in your smiles and your desire to grow up and find your place in this world. They just want to grow up and find where they need to be. And I need their curiosity.
Find their purpose and mission.
Yeah.
Go kill it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So let me move here. I've got something I want to I want to close with you and read this for you. This is compliments of AI. I gave AI some stuff and said, write me a poem like Rumi.
Oh,
wow.
good.
And this is what AI provided for me.
Okay.
It says, there is a light in you that has never known fear. Bless that light and it grows. There's a truth that no sorrow can touch. Bless that truth and you will remember it.
Uh-huh.
What you bless awakens. What you behold with love comes alive. Bless the world you walk through and watch it bloom beneath your feet.
Okay, that needs to go in the newsletter.
Someone put that on that Facebook page.
So I would close in just saying, like that bellows, that our blessings are igniting that fire within us, but the fire that we see in others, and allowing this world to be different in a time when so many of us are looking for a different. So with that, I say thank you. And so it is. And let's move. This is our time of giving. If you would like to share some generosity with us, your abundance, your prosperity with us as a community, we appreciate that. We put your money good to use. The board is a very diligent board on making sure how we spend that money, how we use it appropriately in this community. So I invite you, whether you're giving today, whether you've given online, will give online, however you may, to take that gift, the gift of financial gift, with the gift of your time, your service, your energy, and see yourself holding that gift. And as you hold it, let us repeat this together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send it forth my blessings and my love.